everyone, my name is Karla and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I like to do or have done in the past, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, April 13th. It's Easter. Happy Easter for those who celebrate it. It's also kind of in the middle of Passover, so happy Passover to anybody who's celebrating that. And welcome. If this is the first time you found my channel, I hope that you enjoy it, that you do the like and subscribe thing. Help me grow my little channel. It is creeping up there on the 1,000 subscribers, so I hope to hit that soon, and then I will do some kind of like special, I don't know, giveaway thing or something like that. But I just, that's the goal, to hit that 1,000 magic number. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. If you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and sharing this time with me. That sounds so romper room, doesn't it? Sometimes I feel like romper room. I know I'm aging myself when I say that, but you know, that end of romper room where she looked through her magic mirror and said, you know, hi so-and-so, hi so. That's what I feel like I'm doing a lot of times when I do these videos. But I digress, which I do a lot. So life stuff, things are, just like they have been for the last couple weeks. Weird, but this is our new normal for a while. I am still going to work because I work in a financial planning firm where we need to be there to take care of any issues with accounts that our clients have. There's only 3 of us in the office, so our exposure is pretty limited. Although I do wish that I could be at home. It is what it is. Because today, this week is Easter week. Friday was Good Friday, so I did have an extra day off. It was great to have that. And because I was able to basically veg on Friday, and then yesterday I was able to kind of be a finishing fool, and I have a lot of stuff to show you that I got done. I actually have a lot of stuff to show you this week in all of the categories that I talk about. So as I said, Passover started on Wednesday night. I wasn't able to, well, my family and I weren't able to do anything on Wednesday because, as I explained last week, I put in a grocery order. I didn't even get it till Wednesday to get all my Passover foods. But we did a Zoom Seder on Thursday, so that was kind of fun and interesting. It was not as good as being in the room with my nieces and nephews and brother and sister-in-law, but it was, I guess, the next best thing. It's funny, my sister-in-law posted a picture on Facebook of, the family Seder, and so there's the kids sitting around the table and my brother, and then you can see it, and unless you know what it is, you probably would miss me, but there's like this long metal arm, and then there's a camera right there. There's a little picture of me because I was sitting at the end of the table. Yeah, so, we're making do in this age of not being able to get together in person. I had another Zoom call on Friday night with a group of friends. It's funny, half of them are from back east, so we wouldn't be able to get together in normal circumstances anyway, but yeah, that was fun. We were doing I don't have a paid subscription to Zoom, so you have a 45-minute limit, but we just kept going back in. So we had a nice long chat about all kinds of things, as that type of chat, you go from books to movies to what's happening to partners to sewing masks. My best friend is actually hauled out her sewing machine that she'd never used before. She knows how to sew, but she hadn't sewn in a really long time. But after I got my sewing machine, she ended up getting the same model because I said that I liked it, and she had, because she moved into a new house, so she had projects in mind, but she hadn't pulled it out yet. She pulled it out, taught herself how to make a couple masks, so now she's a mask making guru, and I think she's gonna send me one because now we're supposed to wear masks when we go outside. So I've been making do with kind of a bandana thing, but it'll be nice if she sends me a real mask. Okay, well, I think that's it for all the little, update stuff. I still feel a little stressed with my life, and I'm a little jealous when I hear people on FlossTube and elsewhere talking about how they're using all this time to do stuff, and oh, their houses are so clean. My apartment's a mess because I just don't have a lot of energy when I get home. Aside from the fact that I'm working outside the house, you know, just the stress of this time is hard. And when I get stressed, my go-to is to vegetate and hibernate. It's not to become energetic. That's just not how I work. Some people, they get stressed and anxious and they become little Energizer bunnies and get a ton of stuff done. I am exactly the opposite. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to get a little bit done. You know, I have a list of stuff to get done, and I'm trying to accomplish at least 1 or 2 things each day to, you know, stay. My dishes are all done. You know, I haven't unloaded the dishwasher. I need to vacuum, and I have a big pile of clean clothes that needs to be put away. And then, you know, I think those are my goals for today. And other than that, I'm going to do crafts. Okay, so I'm going to get into the craft stuff, get off of the stupid, you know, life is weird stuff. It is very gray today in Southern California. We had rain almost all week, and then it was sunny yesterday, but I think it's going to rain again today. So the weather is a little gray, so I did put on a little side light here, which actually I think is making the color pretty good. So we'll see. So as I said, I did a lot of stuff yesterday, and I did stitching during the week and all kinds of stuff. So I have a bunch of fully finished things to show you. I'm going to show you the fully finished stuff that's older first, and then I have a start and finish. But the fully finished things that I did all the stuff for my mom. So you guys have seen these pieces before, but you know, I fully finished them. So the first one is this little pillow that she did. And so she did all the stitching on that. And even did the back stitching. So I'm really proud of that. This is the fabric I put on the back. And then I just did it into a little pillow stuffed with walnut shells and crushed up rose petals this time. And then I put the little brown pom-pom trim. So that one turned out really cute. Okay. Next, she finished this picture. This was like one of those little Riolas kits. And when she finished it and we were looking at what should we do with it, I had these little hoops that I got that they're stretchy. They're very weird. And I have 2 of them that I actually got them for my upcoming Etsy shop because I'm using them as like display pieces for when I take the pictures. But this was a set of 4, so there's 2 bigger ones, this one, and then there's an oval one. And we both thought that it looks really good just in that, you know, and it has a little hanger. So I mounted it in this. Then I just kind of gathered, you know, I trimmed the edges, and then I just put like a gathering stitch so I could, you know, pull it in. And then I just put sticky back felt on the back just to cover the stitches. I also did iron on a piece of interfacing over the stitches to protect them in case this comes off or they want to do something else on the back or something. There is something behind the stitches. And I think I got it pretty centered. Yeah, so she did that one. Of course, I finished these things and I'm not going to be able to give them to her, and she's not going to be able to give them to the people she made them for who knows how long, but they're done. And then this one is her flamingo piece. I again made it into a pillow with walnut shells and rose petals. I think in future pieces this size, if I put them in a pillow, I'm going to do it with fiberfill instead of the walnut shells. I mean, it's fine and it looks good. I think it's a little bit big for the walnut shell. It's heavy. It could be a doorstop. But my mom did the stitching of the flamingo in this. I did this stitching for her. I put her initials on the ear. And then when I cut it, I was gonna do it in an oval, but I didn't have an oval template that was big enough. So I went ahead and just did it in a square shape, but I felt like it needed some kind of something. So I just cut off the corners and I made this sort of interesting shape. And then I did it as a pillow just with a plain pink back. And I did the pink pom-poms. And then I felt like it needed something. So I had this yellow sun button in my stash and I just put that on there. And I think that added something. I was looking for like a butterfly or a ladybug or something like that. And I didn't have that, but I did have the sun. So I thought that that added a little pop of color. So, but it smells nice. It smells like roses. And, you know, it'd make just a nice little, actually, you know, you could use it as a little pillow on a chair or something too. I mean, there's that one. Okay. And then I finally did the finishing on my April Year of Celebrations, which has been sitting here for 2 weeks longer than it should, right? Because we're in the middle of April already. Okay. There we go. So when I'm done with this video, then I will go ahead and put this up in its spot right there. Okay. Oh my goodness, all my whips are just like flying at me. Stop. Okay, then this week I had a new start. Okay, my glasses are completely like fingerprinty and they do not help when I put them on because it makes things worse. Okay, slightly better. All right, so I showed you guys this last week in sort of my haul, my stash acquisition, whatever, that I got in this Needle Delights, Color Delights counted canvas project. Well, I started it last Sunday night and seriously could not put it down. I enjoyed it so much. I finished it. I framed it. I want to do more. So here it is, and it is behind glass, so you got a little bit of that glare. But the thing that was just so cool about this to me was I really enjoyed learning new stitches and working with the different textures. I mean, I guess that's the whole point of this type of project, right? The different textures of the flosses. This was a kit, so I got everything that was called for. And I have ordered some other patterns and have not ordered them as kits. I've just ordered them as patterns, but I feel like now I kind of have an idea of how different materials will work and look. This part right here, well, actually, let me show you on the real one. Okay, so there's the center thing, and then around it, those stitches, and then this kind of border. Those are done with a Rainbow Gallery ribbon type thing, and it's sparkly and it kind of is stretchy, so it does give a very different texture. There was silk in that. These little side little pyramid-y things are done with silk, and I really liked doing that. Stitch was so fun. And these little corner things, it's like I think they're calling it a herringbone, I'm not sure, but this square. So like once you learn the pattern, you know, and I had to refer to the pattern, the written pattern a lot, but once you learn the pattern of the stitch, you know, and kind of get into it, those were really fun to do. I want to do more of those. Yeah, so I am just very, very taken with this whole process, this whole type of stitching. And as you'll see in my haul, I have ordered some more. More in that too, because these are Needle Delights, and then there's another company called Nancy's Needles, and they're both very pretty outcomes. But I think the Needle Delights is a little bit more like what I like, because it's more focused on like different stitches. And I really enjoyed that part of the process. So I have this little frame already. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I did Lion of Judah, I put it in the exact same frame, but it was black. So I didn't know at the time when I did Lion of Judah if I wanted it in a black or white frame, so I bought one of each. And this white one has just been sitting here, and of course this is a 4-inch thing, so it was perfect. This was actually a double mat, and I ended up trimming it down. I mean, I didn't trim any of the stitches, but I trimmed the back canvas just enough so that I could put this between the top mat and the middle and the bottom mat. There was like a space in there, and I kind of had to, you know how you kind of bend it and then it pops in. So that's what I did, and I just love it. I really, really, really do. Here, let me see if I put it on this side. If you get better light, maybe. Yeah. So the textures again. It had silk. It had Karen Water Lilies, which is the silk, Karen Watercolors, which is cotton, but it's like a 3-strand, so it's got a different sheen than DMC. It has some DMC in it, and some Kreinik. These dark stitches are Kreinik, but it's like a number 12 Kreinik, so it's thicker than what I've used before. And then again, the Rainbow Gallery stretchable tubes. I can't remember what it's called. Is it Frosty Rays? I don't know. But yeah, I just loved this, and I just can't wait to even start on another one. So that was a start and a finish for the week. Okay. So let's get into whips. Oh, I did want to say also, since I showed all those things that I did for my mom, that I have to give up just a big thank you to everybody who sent a message to my mom, either, attached to my last video, or some people sent them through Instagram. And several people said, asked for an address so they could actually mail her a card. There's a couple people who said that they are card makers, so as long as they're at home and they have the equipment, they'll make my mom a card. So yeah, a lot of people said that they were sending them in the mail last week, and it's just so nice of all of you guys. So I've gathered everything. I printed all of the electronic messages. I have them in a folder, and then when I start getting the cards in the mail, I'll put that in the folder too. And I think what my mom wants is she actually wants me to hold on to it until quarantine is over, so that I can go over there with the big folder and we can open everything together and read them together. She's, it's something for her to look forward to. But she does know that she got a lot of messages. I haven't actually read her any of them yet. I will if she wants me to read her some on her birthday, but I haven't given her any of them yet. But she was just, she was really excited that I mentioned it and that there was a good response. So I do have to say a big thank you for all of you who sent messages of happy birthday and well wishes and everything to her. Because, it's hard. I mean, this is hard on everybody. But, my mom is a very social person, and she doesn't have other stuff. I shouldn't say that though. I mean, she's watching Turner Classic Movies every day, and then she calls and tells me all the movies that she saw. And she has a puzzle on her phone that she is addicted to, a word puzzle kind of thing. So, and then she'll send them to me when she gets stuck. And then, because it's one of those things, like, you have to finish the puzzle before you can go on to the next one. So if she gets stuck, she has to finish it. So she'll send them to me to sometimes help her out. But she's working on word puzzles and jigsaw puzzles, I think, on her phone, and watching movies. And her stitching has kind of been put on hold because she got to a point where, I don't know if she has a mistake or she has something where she's not sure and she needs advice. Normally, when I go see her every week or every other week, then I can do whatever she needs me to do and she can move on with it. But, she's stuck in that, they need help point with both of them. So yeah, so she's not being able to stitch right now. and she called me yesterday about something that was going on with her phone, and I was trying to explain it to her, and I am not a good tech person, especially when I can't see what I'm trying to tech service. So I was telling her, and she's like frustrated because, you know, because she goes, there's so many people here that could help me, but they all have to stay 5 feet away from me. So, yeah, they're really doing the social distancing there. Everybody's wearing a mask. That's another difficult thing for somebody who is more elderly, because my mom's hearing isn't great. I mean, she does have hearing aids, but we all subconsciously read lips as we're listening to people talk. And when people are wearing masks, you can't do that. So my mom is having a little bit of, you know, difficulty with communication with the people who are caring for her, but, you know, she's working through it. Just like, I mean, I'm sure everybody in where she lives is having that same situation. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for thinking of her and sending messages. Oops, that was very kind. Okay, all right, so moving on to whips. Last week I did work on lavender roses. I trimmed my fabric. This was stupid. I trimmed my fabric because I had extra fabric. It was bugging me, and I trimmed it a little bit too much, and now it does not want to hold very well in the frame. So I trimmed it because it was bugging me, and now it's bugging me even worse. Okay, so this is lavender roses. Nothing wants to stay today. Here I am on it. So last time I showed it to you, I was about right here on this diagonal. So I did all of that fur color. And I think as I get right down here, there's going to be like 1 or 2 stitches that are the nose color. So I am going to hit it in this diagonal, but not very much. It's going to be mostly in the next diagonal. Okay. I have so much stuff piled up on my desk that it's all slipping and it's driving me bonkers. You guys are going to get to see me melt down on camera. Hold on, I'm just trying to tighten this frame thing. Yeah, so I trimmed the fabric too short, and I'm so mad at myself because it's like, why did I do that? Because I thought it would be better, but it's worse. Okay. All right, so yeah, there we are. So, as I said before, my plans for May or Mania are going to be a full coverage Mania, and I will be working on lavender roses and Kreinik Mfg. I really want to get one of those completed in May. I don't know which one yet is going to turn out to be the priority guy, but definitely one of those I want to get completed, and then I want to get a bunch of work done on my Village Bookstore, which I haven't touched really in a while. But Village Bookstore is supposed to be a multi-year project. Lavender roses and Kreinik Mfg are small enough that I want to, I want to make significant progress on them. I want to get one of them at least completed, maybe both, and then I can add, another full coverage into the mix. Okay, I did work on my diamond painting a little bit this week. This is the roses banner that I showed you guys last week. Let me hold it back here so you can see. So I've gotten up to this red rose done, but the pink one below it I haven't. And it's looking pretty. had given my niece and nephew a bunch of diamond painting stuff over the summer, last summer. Just because I thought that they might like it, and I was kind of trimming out what I had because I wasn't doing it as much or at all at the time. So a lot of the partials that I had that I just got because I just liked them, you know, I pulled out ones that I thought that they might enjoy, and I gave it to them. And I think my niece did it a little bit that afternoon. My nephew was like, yeah, okay, it's cool, but yeah, he's not totally into it. But my niece really liked it. But I don't think that they've worked on it for a while. And then this past weekend, or this weekend, like Thursday night or Friday, I guess it was, my sister-in-law was having like a stressful day at work. She works from home anyway. She homeschools the kids, but she works for the homeschool company. It's a very big company in Southern California, and she does all of the registration. And this is like the registration time anyway. Plus, with all of this, I think more people are going to homeschooling. But in any case, she was having a very stressful day. So she came down for dinner, and then she was going to go back upstairs to do some more work, and my niece convinced her to stay downstairs and do diamond painting with her, and she kind of got hooked. She's like, this is really relaxing, because they called me while they were doing it, and I'm like, yeah, it's fun, huh? And so she got a little bit hooked and didn't want to go back upstairs, and her daughter was fine with that. So yeah, so hopefully, you know, it will be a stress reliever for her, you know, when she needs it, because it can be very soothing and methodical and fun, and you're creating something and it's sparkly, and yeah, so I'm glad that I had given them all those kits so that they have them now to work on, and she and my niece are working on it together, so that's pretty cool. Okay, what else? Okay, I worked a little bit on my clementine, which I'm doing for the Clemsal with Lisa from Forest City Stitching. I think that's right. In Canada. Her birthday is in April, and we both had that chart, so we decided to do it together. And I've got clementine kind of well on the way to being completed, the cat part, I mean. And there's a little bit of corn that I did, and I started on one of the little quicker motifs on the in the pumpkin. But I don't think I had his face completed last time when I showed you. It's funny because other people have said this too, that it's called Clementine, which is like, sounds like a girl's name, but for some reason this cat is a boy to me, and he will be a boy named Clementine the entire time I do him, because he just is a boy to me. Where's the other one? Okay, I worked a little bit on my May Year of Celebrations. Got actually quite a bit done. So yeah, I got all the butterflies, this whole border thing, all that green is new. So I have flowers that go up here. I have another flower goes in here, and obviously I need to finish there. There's another corner piece that like matches that, and there's another butterfly. I want to say it's over here. So this butterfly I added because I made this smaller, because it did say basket and I changed it to bloom, and so there was room for another butterfly. They don't have their like middles and little antennae yet, but so hopefully I will get that done in April as well, and get a start on June, because I'm not going to be working on it in May because of Mania. And then the last thing I worked on was my Gathering Honey by the Blue Flower. And I got a lot more. Oops. Come on, move with me. There we go. Got a lot more done on the lady. on her dress. And some more on the words. I think last time when I was showing it, I didn't mention that I had moved forward on the words quite a bit. So the words need to be completed. The lady obviously needs to be completed. And then there is another like little bush of 2 flowers. So I am really hoping to get this one done this month as well and get it framed. I think I might try it in that distressed frame that I got for like, what did I get it for, $1? Because it's broken in the back, but it's a stand-up frame, but you can still put it on the wall. So I did put in an order yesterday with Kohl's because I purchased some stuff a couple weeks ago and they have that, you know, real dollars thing. So I had like $35 credit. So I put in an order. I got a bunch of frames, smaller ones. But I like having kind of those things on hand. Obviously, sometimes when you're doing a special piece, it's like, no, it needs a special frame, but, and you need to get it for that. But I also like having a bunch on hand that I can then kind of go to my little frame pile. And they're ones that I've usually either gotten at a thrift store or like on sale at Kohl's kind of thing. You know, and pick one out and go, oh, hey, that works. It's like, that's what I did with, you know, with the Bubblegum, is I had that frame and it worked perfectly. So anyway, so yeah, I did put some of those on order. I probably won't show them to you when they come in just because that's kind of boring, and yeah, you'll see them as they get used. Okay. So I have haul to show you. I'm almost actually embarrassed to show you all this because I feel like I have, you know, conspicuous consumption and now's not the time to do that. But I've ordered this over the last couple weeks. Most of it is actually, you know me, I get eBay things. I get them, they're all on sale. So, you know, it is what it is. I have a couple more things coming in as well because I ordered some more like Needle Delight patterns. So I will show you this stuff. And just know that when I talk about not having a lot of money, that's true. I just bargain shop. So I got a roll of monocanvas. This is what you would do the counting canvas projects on or needlepoint on. I got the eggshell or ecru instead of white because it was cheaper. I did get this from 123 Stitch, and I got a nice, you know, I got a piece that is, does it say on here? It doesn't. But I got a piece that's big enough that I can use it for several projects. That was my intention. Because when you do get like the Needle Delights or Nancy's Needles, unless you're getting the full kit, you're not getting the canvas with it. So, you know, I need to have the canvas. I needed to get needles, especially with May coming up and I'm working on the full coverage, because when I first started, of course, I got this big stock of needles and they've diminished and diminished and diminished, and in my head I'm like, how did I lose all these needles? Why? And then I realized, no, it's because each time I kit something up, I put 2 or 3 needles in the project. So obviously that's why I am lowering my stash of needles. But I got 10 each of 26 and 28 needles, and I got this from the cottage needle on Etsy. Yeah, the cottage needle. And what's really nice is that, and every time I've ordered from them, she's done this, so I guess this is just her thing, is she'll send you a needle to try out. And so that's always cool. This is a Baby Bowen. It's a size 28. So I'll take that and I'll put it in with my 28s. And I think it's probably a shorter one, which I've never used the shorter ones. I know some people love them. And then since I was ordering from her, I decided to go ahead and get the little cookbook thing that was from the Nashville Needlework Market. It's got a lot of great recipes, and I love looking at recipes and occasionally making stuff. But I also got it because there's so many little patterns in it. And I knew I wanted to get the squirrel that people had talked about that the blue flower did. It's a little squirrel with a pie. And, yeah, I like that one. So, I think I'm definitely going to make that squirrel at some time. But, I figured it would be kind of a cool thing to have, and it wasn't, you know, super expensive. It was like $8, so I ordered that when I ordered my needles. And, you know, I was shopping at a small shop, an Etsy shop, so I felt like I'm doing my part to help out, you know, the smaller businesses a little bit. Okay, so I told you I had ordered 2 pieces of the Damask Aida. They came in. This is a very light pink called Carnation Pink. Obviously, you're not going to be able to really see the color. And then white. And this has the rayon and cotton, so it has that little bit of a sheen to the fabric. It's the same fabric that I'm stitching. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry I'm being really scattery. Okay, it's the same fabric that I'm stitching the clementine on. And I wish you could see there. But you can see there's like a little bit of shininess there. It's got that sheen to it because of the rayon. This is a light green, which doesn't show up on camera. So now I have a light pink and a white. I might try and dye the white. I don't know. I don't know if it'll take the dye, but it's a really nice fabric to work on. It's 18 count. Okay, I have some assorted threads that I got from a couple different sources. Again, I got a lot of the pinks and not pinks, purples and greens, and these are for the counted canvas things that I have in mind to do. And then I have some counted canvas. Oh, this is one chart that I got on eBay that it was like one of those impulse buys. I saw it, but I just loved it. This is Edie Harper, her calendar cats. And she was the wife of, what's it? Charlie Harper, who, very famous artist, but she was a very famous artist too. Some say that she was like overshadowed by her husband because he was a bit more famous. They have very similar styles, I think. But I love these cats, and definitely want to do those as a series and then change them out every quarter. Okay, and then the last 3 things, well, and then I got some frames, stretcher bar frames. I have 8-inch ones, but one of the projects that I got is a little bit bigger, so I got the 10 and a quarter, something like that. 10-inch frames. Okay, and then the last 3 things are all counted canvas. This is Nancy's Needles. This is what this was on sale. She has some discontinued ones, and I got this with the thread pack. This is called Rose Garden. And then this is another Nancy's Needles. I just got the pattern for this one, and I will use my own threads. This is Kaleidoscope. I don't know that I love the colors in this, which is why I didn't get a thread pack with it. I think I'm going to want to change it out. Take out maybe some of the browns and yellows and oranges and stuff, and put it more blues and purples and pinks, that kind of thing. And then this one is another Needle Delights. This is the Needle Delights I first saw that I just thought was so gorgeous. But if you get it as like a kit or with the thread, I mean, it's like $70–80, and I did not want to pay that. So I ended up just getting the chart from 1-2-3 Stitch after I did the bubblegum. And this is what I pulled all the greens and purples for. And again, it's, you know, focusing on all these different stitches, which I just think is really cool. So I'm going to use, I think, this is celery. And I got these two colors. I got these on 1-2-3 Stitch as well, and they were on sale. So I was like, okay, well, they're in the palette that I want, and they were cheaper than normal. So this one is called Celery, and it's kind of a beige, but it's got like little bits of green in it, and I think I'm going to use that for this olive border. And then I have all of my greens and purples to fill in, and I'll probably just, as I do each square, I'll just pick colors that I think go good, and, you know, see if there's specialty flosses that are used in that square, and then try and match. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I did order off of eBay a couple more patterns for things like bubblegum, because this is the Color Delights was a whole series of, you know, using like one focus color and then making, and they're all small, they're all like the 4-inch. So there's a couple more that I got, just the charts, I believe, and then I'll use my own flosses because I have a pretty good stash of flosses. And then I also ordered off of eBay some more of the Caron watercolors from a seller. They were very inexpensive compared to their real price, and so I got a small lot, I guess. I think I got like maybe 9 skeins of different things. Oops. Okay, so that is everything that I purchased recently, and there will be a few more things coming in, and then I think that's going to be the end of it. I keep saying that, right? It's going to have to be the end of it. The last thing that I wanted to share with you guys, and again, everything is falling and driving me nuts. Help. Okay. So, as you guys know, I'm going to be doing Night Walk Down in August for my Black Cat birthday sale. I pulled colors. Some of them are called for, some of them are substitutes for the called for, but I didn't have a fabric yet, so I just felt like dyeing some fabric yesterday, so I did do 2 pieces that are possibilities for this, and then 2 extra pieces that I just did just because. Excuse me, this is a 14 count. This is not going to be for Night Walk Down. I'm doing Night Walk Down on a hard hanger. But I did think that this came out really pretty. I did all 4 pieces in a base that was indigo and purple, and then, which makes a really pretty color combination, the indigo and purple together. And then I did a couple pieces in with purple and gray mix, 1 piece with gray with a tiny bit of teal in it, and then this one I added wine. Just because I thought it was going to turn out really pretty, which I think it did. Okay, this is an 18 count. This is not a possibility for Night Walk Down. This is just an extra piece. This was done with, I think, just the gray. What was the second bath? This one came out really modelly. Then this is one of the heart hangers that I did. I don't think I'm going to use this one for Night Walk Down, but I think it's really pretty. And then this is the one that's the possibility. This was done with a little bit of gray and teal, and I really love the fabric. My only hesitation with it is I don't know if it's just a bit too dark. If I decide it is a bit too dark, then I think I'll do another piece using kind of the same color palette. but a little bit less dye in the bath. So I think it'll come out a little bit lighter. But I think for the most part it works. Even the dark colors, I think these even look good on it, the darks. And that's, you know, that's what I'm concerned about, is I want the dark to stand out. So this one is a very strong contender. So let me know what you think. Okay, so I think that that's about it for me today. You know, plans for going forward during the week, I'm just going to continue working on pretty much the same whips I showed you this week, because I really want to get the May and the Gathering Honey finished this week, or this month. Those are really focused goals for me. And then I may start another Count and Canvas project, just because I love doing them so much. I mean, I've done the one, so I can't, you know, but I just, something about them, they're hard to put down for me. So I'm going to continue going forward with that kind of thing as well. I hope you guys all have a really great week coming up. Stay healthy, stay safe in your homes, do what, you know, the officials are telling people. I think we're starting to flatten the curve, which is great, but we don't want to all just jump outside then and then reinfect everybody. So we need to stay inside, or stay in our little family units and be safe. And stitch if you have the time, spend time with your family, do whatever it is that makes you feel happy and contented. So please remember to always be kind, be content. Oh, I messed that up. It's be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.